Okay, we're only 298. We're on Gimel, 298 Gimel. I think David may call in today. No. B'Shabbos Chamishi, excuse me, B'Shabbos Shlishis, the third. So far we've gone through Shkolim, Zohar, now we're holding the third Shabbos, okay? The third. Shabbos Shlishi Shu Tesvav Ba'ador, the 15th of Ador, Mafsikin. Right? We have no special reading. This is, right? This is Mukov and Chomer. Right? In Yerushalayim they read, it's Purim, the 15th. Ube Shabbos Revi'is, Shu Chov Beis Lador, the fourth Shabbos. Chov Beis Lador, Motzi Shnei Sforim, again you take out two Sforim, Bechot Kori Pashas HaShavua, Ube Sheni Kori Pashas Poro, about the Pora Aduma, Pashas Chukas. Umaftiv Zarakti Alechem Mayim Torim, okay, Vayin Leil Simkuf Lamed, Zayin Sifei, see the Mishna Berura Gimel, HaShavua. Let's hear what the Mishna Berura says, the Mechaber says. Let's see. Omedichet Sefer Torah Shni Etzlo V'Omechatzi Kaddish again. Right, when you have two Sefer Torah, because since it's the mafter between the essential reading and what's afterwards, you always interrupt it with the Kaddish, separate it with the Kaddish, because you finished the reading. Now you read what the extra. Pora Parshas Chukas Mitchilas HaSeder Ad Titmo Ad Orev Ein Leo Simkuf Lam Zayin Sifei Shem Vurim Tov V'Lo Gomer Kol HaParsha. Okay. You have 7, and so this is the 8th. Pora is the 8th. Dalid B'Shabbos HaChamishi. So this is the 4th reading, which is the 5th Shabbos. Shu Chovtes Ba'ador Motzin Shnei Sforim. You take out again two Sifrei Torah. Bechot Kori Pashas HaShavua. Sheni HaChodesh Ez Elochem. Umafter Berishon Bechot LaChodesh. And the mafter is Berishon Bechot LaChodesh. Mishna Berura Dalid. HaShavua Menichen Sefer Torah Shniya Etzlo. Again, Vom Lechatzi Kaddish. Same thing. It's interesting. He always repeats. He says the same. Just finished saying that, but again, you have to repeat it again. Right? The Chofetz Chaim writes when if you take a look in the Chofetz Chaim about Hilchos Lashon Hara, Rechilos, he says, even though we've discussed it there, it's the exact same thing, but for the sake of the reader, I'm going to repeat it to make it easy. That you shouldn't forget what I said there. You know, we just said it a moment. So again, we have to repeat it again. Between the second and the third, and the first and second Sefer Torah, you finish the 7. Say Kaddish again. You read the mafter. You don't. So you say Kaddish afterwards. You say Kaddish afterwards. After the reading. But then for sure you say the Kaddish. No, but for sure you say the Kaddish. Because you finish reading, period. You finished reading. You say the Kaddish. You'd say that Kaddish before the Torah. Correct. So you'd say it before you begin Achrei. Before Achrei. Immediately. Mishna Berura speaks about a case, some shuls, they put the Sefer Torah back before Musaf, and then the rabbi says a drasha. Right? There's an interruption. So it's not so simple, because the Shlich Tzibur for Musaf says Kaddish. So, but again, you can only say Kaddish after Psukim. You have to say some kind of Psukim. So the Chofetz Chaim says that if there's a substantial break, interruption between the mafter or the Achrei, they say Achrei. You finish with Achrei. You said Achrei. And then you have an interruption. You should say a few psukim, then you say the Kaddish. Otherwise, you shouldn't say the Kaddish. You could say the Kaddish, because everybody knows it's following the Achrei that was said before. But otherwise, he says it's best to say a few psukim, then you say the Kaddish before Musaf. So the same thing. So you finish the maftir, you say Kaddish then, because it's immediately after the reading of the Torah and the reading of the Torah. You say the Kaddish. Because immediately you start because he said Achrei already, right? You have the Mishmar Esrei immediately. Okay. Hashavua Minichem Sefer Torah Sheni Yetzalom Mechatzi Kaddish. Lochem Atochlo Matzos. Shechol Rosh Chodesh Nisan B'Shabbos. Shosu Parshas HaChodesh. Right? When Rosh Chodesh Nisan falls out on Shabbos. Shosu Parshas HaChodesh. Maftir Parshas HaChodesh. V'lo Hashemayim Kisi. Same thing, as we said earlier. right? Because it's always the last reading, right? Whatever is the last reading, that's Daf Torah. Motzi shlosh sforim bechod kori pasha shvua minichel eshtiv omrim ein omrim chatzi kaddish, right? Because he only read 6 aliyahs from the first one. Magbin harishon v'golin poschen eshniyo v'korim pashas rosh chodesh minu b'yom haShabbos ad v'nisko u'minichan hashlishis v'omrim kaddish. Now, because you read the 7th aliyah, now you say kaddish, right? Umagbin hashniyo v'golin. Now you do hagba on the 2nd. U'poschen hashlishis. You open the 3rd one. V'korim lemaftir v'pashas hachodesh. Right? The 8th aliyah is pashas hachodesh. That's the Chofetz Chaim says. That it's the way most people do it. They don't say psukim, but he says it's best to say a few psukim. The Shlich Tzibur should say a few psukim from Tehillim, whatever. And if you say those few psukim, then you say the Kaddish. Okay? Some people, they say Yahalu, they put the Sefer Torah back after the drasha. The person sits there with the holding Sefer Torah, and then they put it back. That's the way they used to do it years ago. That's when they used to say a drasha. Today they give a sermon. Yeah. Let's go further. Even quietly. Okay. Hey. Chol Rosh Chodesh Adar HaSomach LeNisan B'Sochi Me'Ashua. What about if Rosh Chodesh falls out in the middle of the week? Before we spoke about Rosh Chodesh Adar falling out on Shabbos. Afilu Erev Shabbos. Magdim Likros Parshas Shkolim B'Shabbos Shelefonov. So now you're going to read Parshas Shkolim when? In Shvat. Right? Rosh Chodesh Adar is in the middle of the week. So when do you read Parshas Shkolim? The previous Shabbos. Umafsikin B'Shniya. Then you have an interruption. Because you want Parshas Zohar to be read immediately before Purim. The Shabbos before Purim, read Parshas Zohar. Chal Purim Be'erev Shabbos. Whatever Purim falls out on Friday. Okay? Magdim Likros Parshas Zohar B'Shabbos Shelefonov. Right? Of course, it's understood. Friday. Regular Purim falls out on Friday. Okay? Further. Vav Hayom Misharoi Lekvoa Behem Rosh Chodesh Adar. What are the days where Rosh Chodesh could fall out on? So I'm telling you. Zayin, that's Shabbos. Beis, Dalid, Vov, Zavdu. Okay? Okay? Zabdu, that's when Rosh Chodesh Adar could fall out on any one of those days. Set on the 7th day, the 2nd day, the 4th day, and the 6th day. Zabdu. V'simil Shabbos is Hafsoko. And what about the Shabbosim that you don't read? What Shabbosim? Zayin, Tezvov, Beis Vov, Daled Dal, Beis Yud Vov. Klomar, Kishachol Rosh Chodesh B'Shabbos, Mafsikin B'Chamisha Osebo, V'simin Zayin Tezvov, Shol B'Yom Sheni, Mafsikin B'V. Okay. We'll leave this for next time. I just don't want to rush through this. You have to have a certain personality to remember these things. Certain people, they know all these things immediately. You know, that's their expertise. There was like a guy, there was a person in Baltimore, a student, came from Toronto. You give him any mathematical numbers to compute for you. Immediately in his head, could do it. It was like, but what do you think he ended up doing? Pumping gas. Outside of computing numbers, he had nothing. His mind couldn't process things. Yeah, you're right. Right. So I'm just saying, there's certain people, these kinds of things, they'll could tell you this, that, whatever it is. When Rosh Hashanah will come out, when Yom Kippur, and the first day Pesach, and that, and Chalamoch, that, you ask him, and what if Hashnei Moshe B'Talis, you beat the guy up, and whatever it is, Yeah, those are the guys who become president. Okay.